Welcome back to the channel, Little Flexers. Today we have the filthy Centiskorch. Centiskorch is a deck you'll know if you've been watching the channel that I haven't particularly loved. In the podcast, I've talked about kind of how it's seemed pretty underwhelming to me in a lot of matchups and just gets outclassed by some of the other heavy hitters in the format and some of the other VMAXs in the format. But we just saw recently the Sunday Open was won by Centiskorch, piloted by Kashvinder Singh Man. And he had this list here, and I'm going to show it off here in this next couple of games that you'll see. So the thing that I love about his list, a couple of innovations here that I think are just brilliant for Centiskorch. The first one is the Zigzagoon. A lot of times you wind up having not enough damage to one-shot things, but you can solidly like two-shot, and then if they have some kind of healing card or if they have some kind of damage, modifier or something like a hyper potion or a giant charm, big charm, then they can get out of those two shots that Centiskorch is trying to set up. So I like Zigzagoon for getting those extra little pings down against the big VMAXs and GXs to take those two shots pretty comfortably. Since you're playing the Zigzagoon and the Scoop Up Nets for the Jirachi, Jirachi makes just perfect sense in this deck, but it also allows you to play Giratina. With the Dimension Breach, you can get rid of energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. This is particularly useful in that Eternatus matchup where people can play Hiding Energy and they can play Capture Energy. And both of those, if you're able to Dimension Breach on the right turn, you can really swing that matchup. Because not only does it force them to find an attachment to their active, it means that they take away an attachment from another Eternatus. So it just kind of fixes a little bit of math there in the Eternatus matchup. Now, the counter to that for Eternatus would be to not play as many special energy, but the special energy is just so good in that deck that this Giratina can really help you out in that matchup. The other innovation that I really enjoy is the 2 Eldegoss V. Now, Eldegoss V is a 1 of in a lot of decks, but here we see in Centiskorch as a 2 of, and that was kind of a curious thing when I first saw that, and I was just trying to figure out why. But you'll see here in these next few games, when we play the deck, having 2 Eldegoss makes things very smooth. It pretty much guarantees that you'll have a late game Welder, as opposed to having to discard an Eldegoss early, or even, if you just randomly start with the Eldegoss, you'll always have that Eldegoss in the late game to get that Welder, to get that boss when you need it. I think 2 Eldegoss is going to be the staple for Centiskorch going forward just because of the versatility and all the different supporters that you can use. Speaking of supporters, we have 3 bosses order. We have 1 research, we have 1 Mallow and Lana for a little bit of heal and extra mobility, and 4 Welder. We round it all out with 12 fire energy. A couple of reset stamp here as well. Great card that you'll see come into play here in the next couple of matches to just limit our opponent's hands. Since we're not playing any Marnie, you kind of have to play a reset stamp just to give yourself that comeback potential in the games that you get down. So this is Centiskorch. I'm a big fan of this list, and I'm excited to see where this archetype goes in the future. Enjoy these next couple of games. I probably only know about 4 chords, maybe. No, E minor. I know E minor, so like 6 chords. All right, so this is a bad hand, but it could be worse. We are facing against a metal deck, so I think I just want to go like all in on like a Dedenne here and just pitch the hand and play the Giant Hearth down. We're hoping that we top deck into a Centiskorch though. So Adovin. Well, okay, we did top deck into a Centiskorch, but not the Centiskorch that I wanted. Adovin, how have you been liking those tournaments? How have you been liking those tournaments? And have you had a lot of players? Okay, it wasn't actually a metal deck. Yo, what's up, Mike? How you doing, buddy? Okay, yeah, like we have two routes we can go here. We can just get the Centiskorch, but I think we just need too much. It sucks that we discard all these hearths. Sometimes ADP doesn't play stadiums though, so yo, we just don't have. Okay, we don't have. We don't have a Dedenne. We can go into Jirachi. That doesn't feel like nothing feels good. Like we could manually retreat into Jirachi, but that just feels like such a bad play. So we prized a Centiskorch, we prized a Dedenne. We prized a Scoop Up Net. We prized a bunch of fires. That's not good. All right, we're gonna take this, and we just have to we have to play the long game. We'll discard an energy here, thin the deck by 2, give us hopefully a better chance, and then we'll have to save the boss, right? Because if he gets a turn to Alter Creation, then we'll have to try to boss to stall. Cash said his biggest mistake was not playing 2 Dedenne. I could see it, bro. I feel like the Crobat should be another Dedenne. There you go, Wimpo, it took an hour. Okay, there you go. The ukulele is extremely easy. So just if you can learn 4 in an hour, then, you know, just keep doing that. Every hour, you learn 4 more. Easy money. Easy money. All right, he gets the Pogged turn 2. At this point, we have to bump off the water. I don't know that we have another chance here. It depends on how much we want to thin with the Viridian. I think I will. Let's just thin one more, and then we'll thin another one here with the Giant Hearth. I want to be careful about getting too many energy in the discard, but I think at this point we're in desperation mode for sure. So we'll attach the active for Trizzies. And then we gotta go with a Radiating Heat. I mean, I don't think we have another choice. And then we'll discard the water. Basically what I'm trying to do is prevent him from getting an Ultimate Ray. If he does get, you know, the double saucer knockout, our hand's dead. We can't really do anything about it. It was ADPZ all along. That's right, H. Julian. What's up, buddy? Did they ban ADP for full grip? They did not. Nope. Nope. So a pretty good start here for my opponent. We're not going to be able to... The best thing we can hope for is a Welder. And there's no real way of saving us. We could gust this up and do... Yeah, I mean... We go like this, and then we... It's so pitiful. This is why I hate Centiskorch. This exact... I should have discarded the switch. I meant to discard the switch, not the boss. But yeah, this is why Centiskorch, in my opinion, sucks. Oh, Wimpo. Okay. That is going to be a problem. That's going to get real expensive for you then, bud. Yeah. You got to... Okay, so when you're learning the ukulele, it's not the same as guitar. So, guitars, you just, destroy immediately after you play an epic song. You can't really do that same thing with the uke. Yeah, it's going to get real expensive on you. So, I just suggest, you know, sticking it out. Trying to keep the ukulele alive as long as possible. Yeah, we definitely played ourselves there. We should have discarded the switch. That's on me. But I still don't think we win if we don't draw a Welder. Or if we don't draw... We could draw a Quick Ball for a Crobat. Okay, it actually doesn't matter all that much. A bad hand, a bad deck does not make... All right, so no more energy attached. Yo, we top decked the Welder though. Do you guys believe? Do you guys believe? So we're not going to use the Giant Hearth, although we could have. Go here. I mean, we have the choice of playing either the Jirachi or the Cram or the Senti down, and I think we're gonna go Centiskorch here, but we only get one of those. We don't get multiple of those. I'm thinking that it's probably Centiskorch. Although we do play 4 Scoop Up Net, so we could put down both the Jirachi and the Centiskorch. Because if he knocks... Well, he can't knock out our active, so maybe we just hold the Jirachi. Yeah, we'll just hold the Jirachi. We might actually win this game. Okay. Maybe Centiskorch isn't horrible. I watched the Sableye Flapple deck. It looks fun. How competitive is it? I'd say solidly, like... you have to have your opponent play into certain things. So if you watch the games, they like left their... you know, they left certain things active that they shouldn't have left active. But overall, I think it's a really fun deck. It's certainly like... It's certainly on the high end of like non-meta decks. It's on the higher end of non-meta decks. Nah, grammar time. I'm trying to figure out why people like this deck. That's literally it. I'm trying to figure out why people like this deck. So he did opt to chase the Centiskorch, but I just don't see a win condition for him, to be honest. We can play a few things from our hand, but as long as we don't play a Dedenne or anything like that, we might have actually been saved by not having to play a Dedenne, which is a scary thought. So we'll just take the 1 energy. Does Jirachi help us? I don't think any of these cards actually do anything for us anymore. So we'll just dig out the Eldegoss. And then Centiferno. Yeah, Mike, that was the only thing I had to do the whole time, was just believe. And I'm thankful I finally started believing, because fortunes have definitely changed. Ah, he could have a second Mawile. Yeah, I should have totally played around that. 100%. 100%. Well, no, I did kind of play around that, didn't I? No, I grabbed the Eldegoss. You're right. I should have played around a second Mawile. Yeah. You're right. So I should not have grabbed the Eldegoss. The Dedenne we couldn't do anything about because we drew it from the prizes. But yeah, the Eldegoss was a misplay. We shouldn't have grabbed it. GG! You're done, bud. Get clapped. Okay. I'm gonna record all my wins today with Centiskorch and with Pikarom for that matter. We went, we took a dub against ADP. If Eternatus players could just agree not to play Switch, I would stick. Yeah, I don't understand with the Intrepid Sword. That was very clearly a misclick, I think. Oh. I see now. All right, another pretty good hand for us. We're missing the Welder, but we're chilling otherwise. So yeah, if I were to play in an online tournament right now, I would play Eternatus. I think that deck is just so good. You can modify it to beat the meta. I think there's a few different like meta triangles that are kind of making themselves very apparent to me. The first one is like Eternatus. They kind of all center around Eternatus, but it's like Eternatus loses to like Lucario Melmetal, and then both those decks lose to Blacephalon. Blacephalon takes a pretty hard matchup against ADP. And in my opinion, and I know, like, I really trust Omnipoke in his testing of ADP, because I know he loves that deck and he's tested a lot. He thinks that the Eternatus matchup is favored for ADP, and I think it's like favored for Eternatus. So I don't know that matchup quite as well as I could, I guess. So let's go. He did not get a turn 1 energy attachment. We could go for a Jirachi. Or we could just go for a Dedenne. I think I'm going to go for the Dedenne. That's a little bit of a safer play. The Jirachi is, while we do have the Scoop Up Nets, I mean, we get a little bit punished for that, but yeah, we do get a little bit punished for that, but that's okay. I think the opponent should have done a podium speech. Yeah, after that Intrepid Sword, he definitely should have. We should have called him out for sure. Excuse me, sir, what were you thinking? Okay, a turn 2. All right. So a nice hefty Crobat for him. Does get the Yveltal down. I don't love this card, but people have been playing it. I don't quite understand what this would be good against. It doesn't seem like it does enough damage, but maybe the Derail is pretty decent. Like if you're playing Dangerous Drill and you go Dangerous Drill, Derail, I mean, it's the same kind of idea that we're playing the Giratina for. Pretty good hand here. And he'll pass. All right, cool. Cool. That has 110? Oh, this is great. Yeah, for sure. We go here. We're down 2 Scoop Up Nets, so we just need to hit 1 Scoop Up Net off of either of these, on either of these two. We get kind of punished there. We would have loved to play a Welder. But I don't know where our stadiums are, to be honest. We'll take a Senti, but we won't play it down because we could potentially calm in for the Giratina. Now he could body us and just gust up the Centiskorch and knock it out, but I think he's making very defensive plays because he doesn't quite have that. Do I like Centiskorch? No. Let's look at our matchups. We're 2 and 3. We're 2 and 3. So I don't know. Yeah, the Dread End. Okay, this is definitely tough. All right. We do get a fire. It's really good. So we could, let's go switch into here. Let's go Stellar Wish. Switch. We can body him by discarding both of his energies. So I think we're gonna do that. Go there. Go there. Play the Giratina down. And then we will go ahead and Radiating Heat. Could have, yeah. Now that I'm seeing it, I think we wanted to attach the other energy to the Centiskorch. I'm not gonna think too hard about it, but because we could potentially get up to 7 energy on the next turn, which is our that's our clobbering time energy count. Know what I mean? Okay, it all doesn't matter. In the end, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, it probably was best that we kept everything the way we did. Okay, at this point, what do you do? That's a good question. I'm actually not sure. We have to hope that they don't have boss, I think, is the, like, straight up the play. We have to hope that they don't have boss, because we're going to go ahead and Mallow and Lana here. Take the knockout, and then we just... Well, how many... They're only down one Scoop Up Net, they're only down one Switch, so we take the knockout here. And then... we can't knock this out. So we'll have to do it over the course of multiple turns. We've been missing stadiums a lot. Like, we've been through, I think, we've seen probably 40 cards out of our deck, and we haven't hit a stadium. So that has been, like, huge over the last couple of games. I feel like if we could continue to find ourselves in stadiums, we would not be doing so badly, but we've just not been able to find stadiums. Okay, so now we can win by going boss. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's 160. So we could go, we could boss the Sableye and then actually just not KO it, because we have Zigzagoon in deck. Or we could just attach to the active. Yeah, no, we need to attach to the bench. Because we kind of need to go boss. So we'll do 160. We'll build this guy up. One more. And then on the next turn, we'll quick ball for a boss on the Crobat. Knock out the Crobat, and then hope we can draw into our last quick ball when he takes a prize here. Alternatively, because we got 3. Okay, let's see if he can switch out of the Sableye. Then so he has boss. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So he's gonna snatch. He's gonna take back a quick ball, a Dark City, a supporter. He'll probably take back like a Marnie. He's down 3 boss, so that's important to note. So he does take back a boss. Okay. We get a switch. So let's discard that. Take the last fire. Oy. Hi, caramba! And then we'll go. So does it? It actually doesn't matter if we get both of these. Okay, so we save the quick ball for the Eldegoss, because it doesn't actually matter if we take a knockout here with the active or not. Okay. So we Radiating Heat. We just do 20, we do not discard. And then now we have Gust Play. The only way he can win is with a Reset Stamp or a Marnie. And even then, that's not guaranteed because we could get our second Eldegoss and we have 2 more boss left. Okay, so we've set up a checkmate. We've set up a pseudo checkmate because there is a way that he could potentially win. It would involve Marnie. So we'll see if he has it. Raptor says, how do you feel about ADP versus Eternatus? Pretty much who goes first, to be honest, at least in my testing. I'm not so sure, man. I've played a lot of ADP, and I have not found the matchup to be as good as some people think. I thought it was very favored for Eternatus pretty much in any scenario, but some people think that ADP is just has a really good matchup. I don't know, man. I think there are things you can do as Eternatus that really limit ADP, and I think that the testing games that I've done with ADP have been just I've gotten less than stellar results. So, all right, let's go there. Take out our Goss. Second Goss is huge in this deck, actually. We'll take the boss. Goss for the boss. Let's go! Let's go! Dub against Eternatus.